has gotten real. Sorry, that was quite abrasive for the start of a video. Let me take that again. Shit has gotten real. Yeah, okay, there's no other way of doing that. Last time I left you, we broke down Everdread, a guy similar to some we've seen before that gave us a direction to head to save a girl. Pretty believable and innocent, right? Well, the next boss is not only hidden away in a mountain village, far beyond any sort of safe haven, but we've flipped a switch from quote-unquote normal to, well, I'll say it, weird. I'm talking about the cult leader who hopes to sacrifice a little girl for sport, Mr. Carpainter. A lot is about to happen in this game. For me, when I was a kid, this was the part of the game that stumped me the most. There are like a dozen or so steps between arriving in Tucson and moving towards 3, and I could never really nail down the order. Though I've run the game dozens of times, I still need to take a step back and remember what's going on. We've spoken to Everdread. He tells us to head to Happy Happy Village and save Paula. We find out that means we need to head east. Don't do that yet. We have something to do first. Head down the long road that leads towards 3. On the top of that road, you'll find 2 inventors that live side by side, Orange Kid and Apple Kid. One of them is super hot, but a horrible inventor, and the other one isn't easy on the eyes, but in turn creates some of the world's most useful inventions. If you talk to each of them, they require $200 to complete an invention they're working on. If you give it to Orange Kid, he'll give you his Saporma, a device that promises to spread peace and goodwill, which breaks the moment you try to use it. So clearly save your money and toss it at Apple Kid. Apple Kid will also require some food, so spend like $2 on a condiment at Berglund Park and invest in his work. His mouse buddy will give you a receiver phone as a thank you, and that's a really useful item in this game. Once you've done this, you're ready to head into Peaceful Rest Valley. Once there, head as far north as you can, avoiding enemies. Check the pencil statue, and go back into Tucson. Upon returning through the caves, Apple Kid will call you on your receiver phone and tell you his invention is ready. Head to the southern part of Berglund Park to get the pencil eraser. Then save. I can't stress that enough. And return to Peaceful Rest Valley. Peaceful Rest Valley, which is known in Japan as Grateful Dead Valley, which had to be changed due to copyright issues, is an enigma. It is vast, especially for a first-time player. It's filled with brutal enemies that pop up in some tight areas that make it virtually impossible to despawn them, and it's just a pit of anxiety, really. Your best bet is to avoid every single enemy, literally all of them. Avoid them all. The robots can give you a cold, which forces you to use your precious PP to heal. The territorial oak are, in my opinion, the scariest enemy in the game, since even if you get lucky and get a big smash and beat it in one hit, they do serious, unavoidable damage when they explode. And those damn trees blend in so well with the environment that even on my latest run making this video, they had me accidentally wander too close. The only good thing, and I mean the only good thing, is a little girl right at the beginning. She'll pay you money to take the mushroom off your head when you get mushroomized, where you normally have to pay to get it taken away. That is the only thing about Peaceful Rest Valley. Okay? Got it? Sure, you can wander off the path and open up a couple of useful presents, but if you're not a veteran, just go through the map as fast as you can. And here's a tip to do that. The bridges are your guide. Stay below the top bridge and above the bottom bridge for the quickest path. It varies slightly off course, but generally that's a good rule of thumb. That'll keep you from veering too far off course. Also, I thought it was interesting that no matter when you come back to Peaceful Rest Valley, aside from the post-plot portion, the music never gets happy. It is eternally a shitty place. Avoid it like the plague. Finally, you made it to Happy Happy Village, and it's really all but that. Though it just recently became a cult compound, its layout resembles a stereotypical cult compound, if that makes any sense. The buildings give off a historic Salem, Massachusetts architecture feel. You know what I'm saying? There are 5 residences. 3 you can enter, 1 that serves as a hotel, and 1 that houses a clearly terrified Mr. Saturn. The upper right corner has a shop and a small market / tablecloth with some small items, and you can repeat the egg trick from last episode if you'd like. There are 2 caves, one that leads to Paula, which we'll cover shortly, and the other leads to a second sanctuary spot, which we'll cover next video. In the center of town, you'll find a town hall, which is currently filled with all the cult members, and there are hundreds. Before you start and make your way through town hall, you'll need some protection. Head to the shop and buy laced equipment for Ness. Then enter the cave to the left of the shop. You may run into cultists there. Avoid them. There really isn't any reason to grind or battle anyone in the whole area. On the other side of the cave, you'll find a shack that you saw on the cliff in Peaceful Rest Valley. Inside is our girl Paula, who is eagerly waiting her hero Ness to arrive. She confirms our dreams and knows the only way to free her is to fight the Carpenter. She'll give you the all-powerful Franklin badge and you'll be on your way. But first, walk back and forth and watch her follow you. This, of course, serves no purpose, but it's fun. And sometimes, all you need is a little fun. Outside, you run into Pokey, and he forces you into a battle with a couple enemies. Knock them out and head back to Happy Happy Village. Save the shop and visit the hotel if needed. It's $50 stay for the night. Once you're refreshed, you're ready to go head-to-head with the Carpainter. If this is the first time in the big town hall, it may be a bit overwhelming, but if you follow this pattern, it'll be really easy. You can somewhat see where the cultists will move when you speak to them, but this picture helps too. Once you've weaved your way through, avoiding all presents until after the battle, you'll run into my favorite NPC in the whole game. He screams for no reason, and it cracks me up every time. Please say hi to him for me whenever you walk past, if you wouldn't mind. In the next room, which I'm pretty sure is the tower part of the building, maybe, is where you finally run into Mr. Carpainter. Mr. Carpainter is the leader of the Happy Happiest cult and the second owner of the evil Manny Manny statue, after buying it from its discoverer, Liar X Adrate. While under the influence of the statue, he believes the key to happiness is to paint everything in the world blue, which he starts with Happy Happy Village. He makes Pokey Minch into his right-hand man. He orders him and a masked boy to kidnap Paula so she can become a high priestess, even though Everdread claims that she was actually to be a human sacrifice, which I kind of believe. I have an entire video about the Manny Manny statue, and I think it's one of my favorites I've created. It goes into depth of all the influences the Manny Manny statue has on Earthbound. I'll link it in this video so you can check it out. I highly recommend it, not just because it's a video of mine, but because it really reveals a massive second plot in the game. Mr. Carpainter has 262 hit points and 70 psychic points. He fights using a crashing boom bang, which essentially is PSI Thunder Beta, which gets deflected through the use of the Franklin badge. He can also deal damage using paint attacks, which inflict significantly more damage than those of the insane cultists. He is additionally able to shield and heal himself, which is kind of a pain. If Ness attempts to confront him before obtaining the Franklin badge from Paula, Carpenter's lightning strikes makes Ness warp back to Happy Happy Village. The fight is fairly easy. As long as you keep your HP above 40, you shouldn't have any issues at all. You may even get lucky, and all he uses is crashing booms, and he essentially kills himself. After he's defeated by Ness, he apologizes and says that ever since he got the Manny Manny statue, he's been doing weird things. He gives Ness the key to the cottage Paul is imprisoned in, and disbands the Happy Happy cultists. You can walk through the town hall area freely now, grab the 2 presents if you want, and talk to the 3 confused ex-cultists for fun. Happy Happy Village is returned to a nice place to live, and now you can use the hotel for free. Since you'll be in this area for a little bit longer, have some fun and talk to the NPCs. They'll have some pretty good pre- and post-brainwashing dialogue. Well, that's it. Another boss done and another video in the bag. Hope you're enjoying this process as much as I am. I love dissecting this game even after playing it dozens of times. I hope to see everyone next time for our next boss and second Sanctuary Guardian, the Mondo Mole. Well, thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. If you're interested in that Manny Manny video that I mentioned earlier, click on the right video now and make sure to comment on this video and make sure to comment that this video brought you there. If you're looking to catch up on other boss videos, click on the playlist to the left and I will see you next time.